Sophie Magdalena Scholl was born on May 9, 1921, in the town of Furstenberg, Germany. She came from a family that was raised with liberal thinking and humanistic values. Her father, Robert Scholl, was a local mayor and a man who strongly opposed Nazi ideology due to his political beliefs. Her mother, Magdalena, was a devout Protestant and a kind educator. Sophie's childhood was shaped by an intellectual environment built on the principles of justice and morality. From a young age, Sophie was known to be intelligent, thoughtful, and creative. She had a deep interest in painting, literature, and nature. In the mid-1930s, when Hitler's regime came to power, Sophie, like many other youths, joined the organization called Hitler Youth. However, over time, she became increasingly aware of the organization's ideological manipulation and its suppression of free thought. This realization sparked a growing hatred toward the Nazi regime and marked the beginning of her journey into resistance.
University of Munich and the White Rose Resistance.
In 1942, Sophie Scholl began studying biology and philosophy at the University of Munich. There, together with her older brother Hans Scholl and his friends, a group of medical students, professors, and a few young intellectuals, she helped to form a secret resistance group against the Nazi regime. This group was known as the Weiße Rose, which translates to White Rose. The White Rose movement was founded on nonviolent, moral, and intellectual resistance. They wrote and distributed 7 pamphlets across various German cities, addressing issues such as human rights, religious and moral freedoms, and criticisms of fascism and antisemitism. Sophie and Hans secretly placed these leaflets in university buildings and mailboxes. Sophie's involvement was driven by her unwavering conscience, bravery, and profound moral responsibility. She not only helped distribute the leaflets, but also actively contributed to writing their content. Their message was simple. People had to see what was happening, speak up, and oppose the regime. They believed that every individual had a conscience, and protecting that conscience was a duty. Especially the genocide of Jews and war crimes committed by the Nazis were unacceptable to Sophie and the other group members.
Arrest, trial, and execution.
On February 18, 1943, while distributing leaflets at the University of Munich, Sophie and Hans Scholl were caught by a custodian. They were immediately arrested and interrogated by the Gestapo. During the interrogation, Sophie showed no fear and took full responsibility for her actions. She clearly stated, "I am responsible for this, and I do not regret what I have done." On February 22, 1943, Sophie, Hans, and their friend Christoph Probst were convicted of treason against the Nazi regime and sentenced to death. That same day, only hours after the trial, they were executed by guillotine at Stadelheim prison in Munich. Just before her execution, Sophie said, "Perhaps if more people had spoken out, these tragedies wouldn't have happened." Her final words became a symbol of conscience and free thought.
Legacy and globally recognized heroism.
Sophie Scholl's name has become immortalized in modern German history as a symbol of human rights and moral courage. The efforts of the White Rose movement reminded a silenced society during the Nazi era of the voice of conscience. Today in Germany, many schools, streets, and monuments are named after her. In a 2003 public poll in Germany, Sophie Scholl was ranked among the top 10 greatest Germans and was placed first among women. In 2005, the film Sophie Scholl, The Final Days was released, receiving international acclaim. The film portrays her final days before execution and the courage she displayed during her trial. Sophie Scholl's life proves that even under the most oppressive regimes, a single person's moral stance can become a symbol for an entire era. Her choice, not to remain silent, not to fear, but to resist, continues to inspire those who fight for freedom and justice today. Which animal is known for its speed and considered the fastest on land? Eagle, cheetah, fox, giraffe. The cheetah is the fastest land animal. It can accelerate to 100 kilometers per hour in just 3 seconds. This speed allows it to launch surprise attacks during hunts. However, it can only maintain this speed for short distances. The ancient Egyptian god Anubis is depicted with the head of which animal? Eagle, lion, jackal, rhinoceros. Anubis was the ancient Egyptian god associated with death and embalming. He was depicted with the body of a man and the head of a jackal. Jackals were known to roam near graves, symbolizing their connection to death. Hence, the animal was chosen for Anubis's image. Which inventor developed the first practical coded telegraph system? Alexander Bell, Nikola Tesla, Samuel Morse, Guglielmo Marconi. In the 1830s, Samuel Morse developed the first practical telegraph system along with the Morse code. This system enabled long-distance communication. Morse code used a combination of short and long signals. It marked a major turning point in communication history. What did Galileo Galilei observe for the first time on the moon's surface? Mountains, oceans, atmosphere, water. In 1609, Galileo used a telescope to observe mountains and craters on the moon's surface. It was the first scientific evidence that the moon was not perfectly smooth. His discovery allowed people to understand celestial bodies in a more realistic way. Galileo's findings challenged the classical view of the cosmos. The Colossus computer invented in 1943 was used for what purpose? Space research, engineering design, code breaking, financial calculations. The Colossus computer was developed during World War II in Britain to decode German messages. It was the world's first programmable electronic digital computer. Its function had a major impact on the outcome of the war. Colossus remained a classified project for many years. The military sword katana belongs to which country? Korea, Japan, China, Thailand. The katana is a curved longsword used by Japanese samurai. It served as both a weapon and a philosophical symbol in battle. Katanas were crafted with exceptional skill and represent Japan's martial tradition. Even today, they are widely featured in museums and films as a symbol of the samurai. In which ancient city did Hypatia conduct her scientific work? Athens, Rome, Alexandria, Carthage. Hypatia was one of the first female philosophers and mathematicians of the 5th century, working in Alexandria. She taught astronomy and mathematics and led the Neoplatonic school. Her scientific career ended tragically amid religious tensions. Hypatia became a symbolic figure for both science and women's rights. Thank you for staying with us. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and leave a comment.